Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici, welcome my friends. My name is Vincenzo and welcome to my channel, and the channel is Fountain Pen Therapy. I have another beautiful Chinese pen to review for you folks. The verdict's still out. I've got some comments to make about the pen, both good and bad. Please stay tuned. I think it's an attractive pen that has its character, but does it give me, that fountain pen therapy? Does it get a 10 on 10? Well, please stay tuned. Okay, so here's the pen. The pen came in this very simple box, and it had a plastic sleeve, of course. And that's the first comment I have about the pen, is that I'm not sure what the name of this pen is. I see Tangmoon here, and I know that Tangmoon has several other offerings on AliExpress. I've got a feeling that Tangmoon may be the overall brand and manufacturing entity. And each pen goes by a different name. So the name of this pen is inscribed on the cap, and we'll take a look at that in a second. And it's referred to as Booker.Cr. Booker.Cr. I'm not sure what that signifies. I know that we'll take a look at the design on the cap in a second, and it was inspired by a German cathedral. So we have Booker, we have Tangmoon, and then, of course, when we take a look at the posting on AliExpress, I see the word Tangyui. Now, is Tangyui just another way of saying Tangmoon? I'm not sure. We talked about the Cologne Cathedral pen, yes, and it offers two types of nibs. One nib is this one here. It has Kölner Dom on it, 1248. That's the cathedral name, I think, in German. And there you have the name Booker, Booker.Cr there. That nib was the one I ordered, but it wasn't available. So 365 Stationaries wrote to me and offered a replacement, which is this one, and this one has Tangmoon written on it, and it's the Einstein, but again, kind of a German influence there, or German connotation. Are they trying to exploit the the fascination we all have with German pens and German nibs? Perhaps that's where it all comes from. I just wish I knew a little bit more about how to name this pen. But having said that, there you have it. Now we're back with the pen. In terms of the pen and the design, beautiful design on the cap, and as I mentioned, it is an engraving of the Cologne Cathedral in Germany. Very nice, very nicely done. I must say, very elaborate. I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. In the center band, we see the Booker.Cr named inscribed, and that's about it there. Very nice, very nice. It does have a kind of a very tapered finial. The actual clip is very, very functional. How many turns to open it up? One turn. Opens up nicely. It's snagged on me once in a while, but 95, I would say 98. There you go. You see it snagged right there. So you got to be very precise, otherwise it won't. 95% of the time you can lock it up, but it has that little quirk. This is just a decorative band there that you have. Very nice finial. Overall, very nice manufacturing and build quality. Sits in the hand very nicely. There you have it. Does it post? No, it doesn't. It unfortunately does not post. So that's the outside of the pen. The nib, you saw it on earlier, is the Einstein Tangmoon nib, and we'll see how that nib performs in a minute or two. Very nice. Plastic feed. The section here is very, very smooth. Well done. Screws in very nicely. Has a little step there, I guess, to lock things. It's not a O-ring, but a standard cartridge converter. Nothing special there. Now, what do we have in here? There's kind of a plastic capping in there, or kind of an insert with a little step. So I've got a feeling that this pen will not dry on you quickly. I haven't written with this pen in almost more than a week since I got it, so it'll be a good test in my writing sample. I will not prime it or anything. We'll see if it writes right off the bat. So there you have it in terms of the outside. Very attractive pen. We'll take a look at some comparisons. I think it does evoke a little bit of Mont Blanc look, if you will. So it's a very classy pen. Sits in the hand very nicely. Good weight. Not too heavy. It's not an overly heavy pen. Especially, get rid of the cap. The rest is very comfortable. But even with the cap, I would say to you, there is some substance. And, around a conference room table, I think looks very nice, very sharp. And it's an attractive pen. So there you have in terms of design and build. Let's do some pen comparisons. Okay, so here's a pen comparison. This is the Jinhao X159. This is the Lemon M6. Here you see the subject pen. This is the Ongdian N6, Moonman Majon P136, and your Ongdian CA35. So you could see it is almost just as long as the X159, which really is an imitation of the Mont Blanc 149, but there you have it. That's your pen comparison of the pens capped. So it's a substantial, it's a nice size. Here are the same pens uncapped and unposted, and as you can see, the subject pen is quite similar to the Lemon, to the Ongdian, the two Ongdians and the Majon, but is much shorter than the X159, which is the largest of the pens. In terms of girth, although the cap is probably just as girthy as the X159, the barrel, as you could see, is much thinner. So there you have the pens uncapped and unposted. I will not be doing a comparison of the pens posted since the subject pen does not post. So we'll do some measurements and then the writing sample. Back with the writing sample. So, first of all, the ink. The ink is black Ongdian. I'm really enjoying these inks. They're fabulous. I've purchased the whole entire set on Amazon. I really recommend them. They are a no sheen, no fooling around, no, just standard, very nice inks really perform well, really behave well, so recommend it. So it's the Dieman Black, and I think I have a swatch of that. Let me just give me a second here. On my swatch book, my black swatch book, I should have a swatch of that nib, of that ink. Just bear with me. Dieman Black, there you have it, right here. So there is a little bit on the Tomura River, a little bit of kind of a golden sheen, but it doesn't really come out in the handwriting. So there you have it, Dieman Black, pretty straight color. Okay, so here's the pen. Now I inked this pen before I did this review, and I haven't used it since. So, you know, let's hope it writes. Let's see. Good test. So I don't know what to call this pen, but we'll call it the Book.ER Tangmoon Tangi the nib, again, it's in-house, and it's the Einstein nib. It's a fine, writes kind of fine medium. The ink is the Dieman Black. Now, very wet. Very smooth. Does it have some line variation? Yeah, you can get a thicker line. It's got a little bit of spring to it, not much. Not as much as the Dieman D5, for example, but it's not totally Chinese stiff nib, if you know what I mean. In terms of consistency, very constant. Fast writing, follows extremely well, so it's very constant flow. No skips, no hard starts. Very nice performing. Does it reverse writing? Yeah. Follows pretty well. Gives you an extra fine line without scratches. So fairly nice. One second, let me just move this. It's preventing me from writing properly. Okay, here we go. Now, likes and dislikes. I can tell you the likes. First like is the design of the pen. It's a nice design. It's classical, but at the same time it's got its own, particularities. The nib is just excellent. I give a 10 on 10 on the nib. Really nice nib. By the way, it's steel, needless to say. The nib is nice. The value, at 85 Canadian, I would hesitate. I give that 5 on 10. I think it's a little too expensive. Yes, it's got some nice designs on the cap. So, here, the cap is nice. The build quality is fairly good. As I mentioned to you, I just found that, well, it's working now nicely now, but I don't know. Originally, I was having a hard time. Well, there you go. It just traps once in a while, but 95% of the time, maybe, I said 80, maybe even more than that, it works fairly well. I like the center band. It's a fairly attractive pen, Mont Blanc-ish, if you will. So the build quality is fine. It's just I'm not sure it's worth $85. This likes, it does not post. Doesn't bother me, but it becomes a medium-sized pen if you can't post it. So for big hands, it may be an issue. Is it a go-to pen? Yeah, absolutely. I would give it 9 on 10. It's an attractive pen, can be used on a daily basis around the boardroom or, just journaling. Very comfortable. So go-to pen, 9 on 10. Absolutely. So there you have my review. That nib is really nice, folks. Very, very nice. So there you have it, folks. That's the review of this mysteriously named pen, Booker Tangmoon Tangyue or Tangyue. Very nice pen. Not sure it's worth $85 though, folks. So if you were attracted by this pen and attracted by the 2 nib offerings, you may want to think twice about it. It's a nice pen, but I'm sure you can get another pen for that price, maybe even 2 Chinese pens. There you have it. I don't regret purchasing it. I think it's an attractive pen that I could use, but I'm not sure it's worth the $85. So there you're at. A good pen, overly priced. So folks, thank you very much for joining me for another review. Please subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. And you know what? If it's good or bad, thumbs up, thumbs down. Just let me know why. And please enjoy your pens. It's 2025. The year has started. Gangbusters. You know what? It's fountain pen therapy. That's what it's all about. Ciao.